This morning with a bad hangover, and my penis was missing again. This happens all the time. It's detachable. This comes in handy a lot of the time. I can leave it home when I think it's going to get me in trouble, or I can rent it out when I don't need it. But now and then I go to a party, get drunk, and the next morning I can't, for the life of me, remember what I did with it. First I looked around.
Do you remember this song?
Yes, I do. I saw these guys at Milestones. Remember the old Milestones? Yeah.
What?
Back in like
King Missile?
2002 or 2003, yeah.
King Missile played. I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Wow. How packed was it?
It was actually a decent crowd.
I used to like the old Milestones. I loved the owner and O'Leary, Mike O'Leary, and I used to. I saw one of my favorite rock guys of all time, Peter Wolf, there.
Oh, okay.
Peter Wolf was the singer for the Jay Giles Band, and he used to be a DJ at WBCN in Boston, which at the time, I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was a rock station. He did late nights and stuff, and then he went on to be the singer for Jay Giles.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Miles was one that was right behind the old station.
It's like
we were downtown, right?
It's Railroad something now on
not far from Channel 10.
Right across from Channel 10.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I played the second to last show at Milestones before they closed up for good.
No, so it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
You leave it right there, buddy. What do you want? Two hacks. You're sitting in a room with two hacks.
We can't go out like this. We got to put another show on.
All right, I play that song because there's a bizarre story. There's actually a couple of weird stories because I was thinking who had it worse, and I'll give you the scenarios. And then in one of them, I'm like, I got to try this. There is something that before I leave the planet, I want to find a way to try.
Okay.
It's insane. The story is that a man in Germany. So, again, I don't know, and this is being reported by the Daily Mail. Okay? A man suffered a horrifying ordeal in Germany when his pet dog, about the size of a Jack Russell, bit off his penis and ate it.
Ow!
Now, hang on a second. I'm not buying this story. I don't believe it. I think this is completely crap.
I'm not saying I buy it, but just the visual.
Right.
Was there peanut butter involved?
Neighbors alerted the police early on Tuesday morning because the dog was incessantly barking at 2 a.m. So the police show up. They get there. It's a single-family home, northwest Germany, and they can hear pained groans coming from inside the house. At this point, they broke down the door to find a 66-year-old man and his dog. Police quickly realized the man's life was in danger. He was rushed to the hospital. This is all in the Daily Mail. According to German tabloid Bild, B-I-L-D, who even knew the Germans?
The Bill Moran podcast.
Billified. Neither the man's penis or an instrument of the crime has been recovered from the scene so far. The victim has also been unable to provide information himself due to his health. They had to, I guess they artificially created a coma.
Medically induced coma?
Well, they're not calling it a medically induced coma. I've never heard of it. This is how it's phrased.
Artificial coma?
According to the officials, the most likely hypothesis being considered is that the dog was the cause of the man's injuries. So I have lots of questions, many, many questions. We'll go through, but let me do the story. One of the policemen told the man has been put into an artificial coma by the doctors. I wonder if it's a translation.
Yeah, it's got to be a translation.
It's got to be. We hope we can interview him soon. That's what they say. One hypothesis, of course, is that the dog, which is about the size of a Jack Russell Terrier. Jack Russell Terrier was the dog on Frasier.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the dog on Frasier, right? So, okay. So the Jack Russell Terrier.
That dog was looking for some tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
He may be in Germany. Maybe he's Irish.
But it's also possible a sex accident or a crime could have happened. And I'm thinking, okay, I do not believe that this dog bit off his penis.
You think it was a cut your dick off drive-by?
I think that something happened in the middle of the night, and some woman or man
You play with it too much.
found out something happened, and they chopped it off, and they left with it. So there's no instrument, but there should be a trail of blood, unless they put it in a baggie and they wrapped it up, mopped it up, and left. Because why would the dog be barking incessantly? The dog would be barking incessantly because a stranger came in the middle of the night. And why would that be? Do I need to help the German police? I've never gone to a police academy. But I'm just saying, does that not make sense?
Yeah, wasn't this the plot of The Big Lebowski?
I don't know.
Or he's barking incessantly because how long does it take to pass a penis when you're taking the dog dump?
Yes, but see, here's the other thing. Wouldn't you have somebody then watching the dog for the next 24 hours?
Yeah, right.
I remember having
Maybe
a
it
dog
takes longer.
that ate a sock. We gave it a sock, balled up the sock, like I put a knot in the sock, and the dog ate the sock, and it's running around the yard, and half the sock's out its ass.
It digested the sock.
It digested the sock as a whole. My father had to go and pull the sock out of the dog's ass.
Yeah, like Dr.
hanging,
Pole, like
'cause it was
helping a
hanging
cow
because-
give birth.
Yes, exactly. So that's all I'm saying. And the other thing would be, what the fuck were you doing to the dog that it would bite off your penis? I've had many dogs. I've had dogs all of a sudden come charging at me, and they hit you kind of right at that level. I've never seen any of them
I've had cats do that.
bite at that level. And if they were to bite, right, and they bite the inner part of your leg or something, potentially, but I don't think through your clothes and everything.
Yeah,
Have you ever had a chunk taken out of you by a
No.
dog? Now, if you're going to tell me a dog with really strong jaw, and I don't mean to pick on the pit bull because there are pit bull people out there, but those jaws,
Her name is Samantha. Leave her the fuck alone.
they're fucking horrible, right? And that may take a chunk out of you. I don't know.
Maybe a wolf.
I just saw something on Facebook where some lady said, this was on Facebook, and I wish I grabbed it and I could give you like names and things, but I must be friends with her or friends of someone, but she wrote about how her hairdresser left where she normally worked and opened a place at her home. And she showed up for her appointment at the new location, her home. And these two dogs, one was a pit bull, one was come are barking incessantly. And the woman says, they're friendly. Come on in. She starts to come in. The dogs charge her. And she showed bite marks on her arm and leg and knocked her down the stairs. Like coming up the stairs to go in, they knocked her back down the stairs like they came through and bit her in both places. She put the bites up on Facebook. You could see them. So I go, man, and you got it. But they didn't.
I'm now suing Marlene and her two pit bulls.
She could be.
That haircut was free.
I don't know. But I don't think there was a haircut. I don't think it ever happened. I don't think it happened that day. But my point is, I didn't see a chunk taken out. I saw bite marks.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me this little dog can bite through? I don't care how small your schwanks is. You don't. No way.
Yeah.
No way. No
he
way.
would regurgitate.
No way.
He would regurgitate it, or like you said, pass it. So you'd be watching the dog. This is kind of silly. See, this was an act of. This was a crime.
How did that dog get two tails?
Because German dogs are tougher. You ever seen a German Shepherd? They'll take a bite out of your arm.
Yes, a German Shepherd.
Ask Deputy Hurley. He'll tell you.
But they
The
bite.
cleaner bites you right off.
They bite, but they don't usually take a chunk out of you. This is what it's my saying, and I'm not. I get it. An appendage.
I would assume it
could
also
you bite
would
off a
depend-
finger?
It would also depend on what
I know
you're
there's
doing
a
to the
bone
dog.
there, and there's not. It's all tissue. It's cartilage. It's different. The penis is different.
I've never heard of anyone
unless you're doing what Kevin
Dogs
said.
get a little aggressive when they're biting, and I'm sure you're not the calmest person. You're probably flaring and swinging, so they're not going to be calm.
Yeah, but
you'd have to bite down and then rip off. Usually, when a dog bites you, he bites you and he lets you. He doesn't just hang tight,
dude.
And even if he does, I mean, there's ways.
Give me your arm, Dan.
I've had jaws of steel. I've had my thing in jaws of steel. She couldn't bite it off.
Okay.
Just couldn't find it either. He's Irish. It's an innie, not an outie.
That's my only thing. This story, I did see it over the weekend, and I thought, some things are missing in this story.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody came in and chopped off this guy's crank for whatever reason. Maybe he was a sex offender. It's not told in the story, but maybe he had some past crime, some bad thing. Someone's go ahead,
He's
Dan.
had PEDs.
What do you got, Danny?
Picture it. Silver Creek. Maybe 1998.
Oh,
So my brother told
I'm
me
gonna
this
make
story.
this the
So
drink
I don't know
again.
how true this story is. But we had a church. We went to church, obviously. And I just found this out about a year ago. And so,
Fake news.
wait. Has the statute of limitations run out?
oh, yeah, the guy's dead.
Okay.
The guy's dead. Okay. So, according to my brother, who heard this story secondhand from a friend of ours, my uncle and another church member decided to take the law into their own hands to deal with a woman's husband who she believed was molesting her 2 children.
Oh.
Yeah. Here's how they handled it. Now, this guy is long since gone.
Yeah, but hang on a second. Why wouldn't she confront him? Or get away from him, or get her kids away from him.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
all right.
They're a very poor family. And apparently, according to legend, the guy who was with my uncle took out a sledgehammer, told my uncle to hold the guy down, and then just started wailing on his junk with the sledgehammer. Now,
Smells like fish.
yeah, that's but that's
Smells
why
like fish.
Hold on. I'm not saying the story was true. I'm saying this is the story that I heard. That's why I started laughing. And Billy's like, why are you laughing? Because I realize how ridiculous these stories are, like this story of a dude who they say had a dog bite off his crank. Clearly somebody came to settle a score.
I think somebody came to settle a score.
And that's what I'm saying with this other story is that, like, I asked my brother, do you really believe that story? I go, because that would have made, like, some type of, you know, we would have heard about that by now. It wouldn't be buried for like 20 years and all of a sudden, oh, yeah, by the way, since you mention it.
Yeah, your uncle turned his crank into a pancake.
I think the story's true. The dog bit it off. You both are wrong.
The dog bit it off. Yeah.
You're
But
gonna go too deep.
Now here's the other one. All right, that's a terrible situation.
But wouldn't you then test the dog's DNA?
Yes. Yeah, it would leave some kind of saliva back there. Yes.
I mean, yeah, because, well, here's the thing. If, you know, in a situation where a woman gets sexually assaulted or a man, right, they pull out what they call the rape kit and they take the DNA and all that stuff because they have to have incontrovertible evidence to suggest that somebody did this. So wouldn't you, if you're the German police, not that the Germans have one police department, I mean, if you're the police here, wouldn't you do that?
Policia.
Test
I
the
don't know.
dog.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to bring Interpol into it,
Maybe
but
they haven't found the dog yet. Maybe he's on the run. Homeward bound.
All right, here's the other story. There was a guy who worked at a high-end resort in California along the Pacific Coast Highway. A lot of celebrities go there because it has really great ocean views. He gets off duty, gets off his shift at 11 p.m., is driving home, and no one hears from him for like 2 days. And they don't know. He's not home. They're trying to call, nothing. So they're trying to retrace. The guy, so now helicopters are flying along the Pacific Coast Highway trying to find, and they see this guy waving a white flag from on a cliff. He said he swerved for a deer, went over the side, and was thrown out the sunroof of his car. His car is down a little further, and he's on a cliff.
oh, wow.
And he was there for 2 days. 2 days on the cliff.
The odds are ridiculous, but I could see that.
Fucking insane.
But I could see it happening.
Yeah, an injured man was stranded for 2 days.
And then
on
they gave him a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt.
Ocean Cliffs. I would assume the same thing. I thought the same thing. I go, this is where your fucking clicker or ticket better not come into play. Rugged Ocean Cliffside after he survived a harrowing crash over Highway 1 in Big Sur, investigators said. A California highway, the chips went out, and they did. The Coastal Division Air Operation Unit conducted an aerial search of the rugged coastline and spotted the guy waving a makeshift flag below Hurricane Point on Tuesday. His vehicle had plummeted 400 feet down to a beach below. So his car kept going. The crash victim is an employee of Post Ranch Inn, a luxury resort that attracts celebrities, blah, blah, blah. He left at 11:30 on Sunday. That's what it was. Someone later alerted authorities that the man never made it home. On Tuesday morning, they went out looking for him, and then they see this. And I watched the video of the guy going down. Like, he goes, I want to be the guy in the helicopter that has to rappel down. And there's somebody else up there that's guiding the steel cable, and you can hear him over the radio. A little to the left. A little to the left. Yep. Okay, right there. Wait, back right. And I'm like, damn, that looks so cool. He's going down, and then he has to hook the guy up. And I think they took the guy
lift
up.
him out. Wow.
That looked amazing to me. I go, I want to do that.
Do you think maybe he had the wherewithal when the car was going over the cliff to unbuckle and try to get out?
Possibly.
Possibly. Do you take your chance in the car, or do you try to get the hell out as you're going over the cliff?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know. I can't imagine. It's happening so fast. All that happened so except, to your point, anytime. Have you been in a car accident?
Yes.
Okay. Have you?
Call Connors and Ferris.
He'd prefer you don't. That's what he told me last night.
Did he? Okay.
Just you. Everybody else can.
I think that it all slows down so much that it feels like, so maybe you're right, because I remember getting into an accident, and I believe I want to do something where I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to get people to message me on Facebook. They're
injured?
No, deep, dark stories where the statute of limitations is over, like someone like in your story had died. So I was 19, 20 years old. I was working at WPDH, and I remember I was going to this club night. They had club nights for a rock station. Kind of weird, right? Mm-hmm. And it was at a club called Let's Dance.
Okay.
In Poughkeepsie. My father did not want me going there and called it a bucket of blood because there was always fights and sometimes stabbings and murders outside this club. It was not in a nice part of Poughkeepsie. But I figured, so I was working 7 to midnight, and then I was going over there. And this guy, Tommy, and they called him Tommy Potatoes because he was always asked to get the morning guy potatoes. The guy used to just, Bob Wolf used to just go, Tommy, potatoes. And that became his nickname. It meant, get me my potatoes for the morning, whatever. So Tommy gave me 2 16-ounce Budweisers, like the big.
This is back when, like, those things, they didn't just sell those.
No, I think they sold them Lucy's.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you could buy those Lucy's more, like in New York City and stuff. You could always get the Lucy.
You would get the tall boys more
the tall
than you would
boys.
get the 12 ounces.
At least you could wear down there.
All right.
Almost like a bodega. So Tommy gives me, maybe I had 3. So I think I had 3. I pounded one.
Those got to get warm fast.
Yeah, and then I stuck the others.
Like a girl, maybe.
I stuck the others under the car seat, under the front seat. I go into the club. I'm not of age. I'm not drinking. I leave, and I'm going home. And I'm going down basically a 3-lane highway, and the light was green, and someone ran the red light and hit me. I was more than halfway through, and the back panel spins me around, and all I could think was, I thought I was going to die. I go, oh, my God, I'm going to die. And I remember looking, and I took my foot off, like the brakes and everything, trying to, A, I don't want any more gas because I don't want to go anywhere, and B, I'm not sure if I lock up, where I'm going to go, where I'm going to hit. And I came around, I went up on the sidewalk and hit into a fence, and I think it was a woman my dad worked with. I hit her fence, and the first thing I did when I got out of the car was, all I could think of was, where the fuck are the beers? Because I'm underage, and I have beer in the car, even if they're not open, but they're loose, rolling around. I took those things and I threw them. I threw them like
Peyton Manning in the Bud Light commercial.
I got rid of those things so quick. And then it came, and I think it was found no fault. I think they did, because I swear to God it was green going through, and I was not drunk. But
New York's a no-fault state, so it doesn't matter.
Back then, though, was it?
I don't know.
I
think so. I think so. But because I kept trying to say I was more than halfway through because you hit me in the back door of my car. In the back passenger side is where you hit me.
Okay.
And, man, spun that mother. It was a little Horizon. I had a 4-door Horizon, whatever they were. Plymouth Horizon.
Yeah.
And, man, I just
went, Plymouth cars were terrible.
Boom, I went right around, and all I knew was once I landed, the first thing, Kevin, to your point, and I don't know if you're going over a cliff, how long does it, in real time, how long do you think it took that car to land down on the beach? 20 seconds,
Oh,
30
yeah.
seconds. That seems long.
I could see like one of those. Yeah, I could see it like on a TV show. You know, like a Chips. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Now here's the other thing too.
What?
So this guy wasn't wearing a seatbelt, obviously. If he,
I don't
if
know.
He flew out of the
It
on
said
the
that he
moonroof.
got out of the sunroof. Let me see.
So
I'm saying he took it off in mid-flight.
Yeah, he says here he swerved to miss some deer in the roadway, causing him to veer off and roll several hundred feet down the cliff's edge. The driver reported that he reported this. He was ejected through the sunroof as his car rolled down. This is all self-reported.
okay, because like my whole thing is,
I don't know.
do you now are you now responsible for the cost of the rescue mission? Because you swerved to hit a deer, but if you weren't wearing your
I don't know. I'd
seatbelt,
give
you
you
went
a
there.
pass on that one. If I'm voting,
I'm not. Look, I
you
do
gonna
too.
prove he wasn't wearing a
I'm not
seatbelt?
saying I would charge him.
wait.
What I'm saying is, would they?
I don't know if that they charge you for saving you, but I wonder if you get charged for getting your car. Look, people have their cars stolen, right? And then we find your car, and then your car was parked illegally, so now it's impounded.
Yeah, that happened to my uncle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my point, right? So now you got to pay on top of pay, right?
I said, fuck it, leave it there. Not my problem.
But if it's down on the beach and it's registered to you and you own the vehicle and it is a hazard, right? I mean, we're talking gas and oil and all this shit on the beach.
Right.
You got to get it. I wonder if you have to pay to get that removed.
That's a great question.
I think you do. I would not be surprised if that is up to you. Son of a bitch.
That's some bitch's total insurance company's problem.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think you would pay through your insurance, but I think it would be your insurance
Then
that
you'd
would have
have
to
to-
pay to get it out, not you off the cliff. We'll help you with that, but the other.
We gotta talk to Jake from State Farm.
And by the way, there's no fucking way if it's guys like me and they're way cooler than I could ever be that you don't think that they get like a semi chub in their pants knowing one of these guys gets to go down.
yeah.
and they're flying along the.
Oh, dude.
come on,
Come on.
How fucking cool is that?
Oh man, back
you
home,
know.
these kids would join the Police Explorers program in the junior fire department, and we might have one fire like every 10 years. But man, if that day everybody in town showed up for that fire, because guess what? All your buddies in school and all the
nothing
volunteers
else to do in Silver Creek.
Well, wait, same thing with Pine Plains, and believe me,
all the volunteer firefighters, man. This was a
I
big
hate
deal.
that I can so relate to Dan's stories, but
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, oh man, hey Dan, look, we had a fire. We're fighting a fire.
It's horrible when Hilton's the big city of the three in here.
And it was.
We got a McDonald's and a stoplight.
Wait. How many people in Hilton?
Now or back when I was a
Back
kid?
when you were a kid? 4,000, 5,000?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, about that. They might have been double the size of my town.
Yeah, we had like
I'm
1,800.
not kidding. Some guy just, by the way, walked by. He was watching us on YouTube.
Oh wow.
He held the phone up.
Oh, no
He held
good.
the phone
Any
up.
three of the finger.
He did not.
Probably.
All right, we'll take a moment.
He got bit off by that Chihuahua in the story.
Where is a Jack Russell Terrier biting? I'm not
Germany.
buying this. I'm not buying
This is like that scene in Lebowski where
The
we cut off
Germans
your
would
Johnson.
never lie.
The Germans would never lie.
Never.
We'll take a moment. We haven't checked in with Randy in a while. I'm sure there's
Racing
a race.
Randy?
Yes, I think there's yes, Racing Randy. Thank you.
Our Randy?
That is his title.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that, and then I'd like to get back to some of the things that
That bother you.
that are bothering me, that are out of control.
Because I want to know, like,
and some other people have listed. I did put this on Facebook, so some other people. We'll see if both of you guys agree with these or not.
I don't know. The race is still going. You might not call Randy because I still got open bets here.
You do. Who do you got? Well, let's see. You know what? Hold your bets. Maybe we'll see how well Randy thinks your bets will do or are doing.
Oh, I took some long shots just because.
Yeah.
that's how you make the money.
I put a buck on two guys that were plus 15,000. One was plus 10,000.
I kind of like that you're getting this deep into it. I do.
I just get bored.
We'll get to that next. But first,